Let's talk about the progressions that you need in order to perform that skill, the front lever, full layout. It can be progressed or regressed to almost any level, a lower level than you think, so you might be ready for this movement today. Start progressing it today. It's also the missing link, I think, in a lot of fitness enthusiasts' repertoires. It's amazing for building your lats, very, very good, for example, for bar control when you are deadlifting or doing your Olympic lifting. Being able to switch on your lats and keep the bar close as you pull. It's also, of course, going to have great transfer to the bar work, whether you're doing, again, pull-ups, that lat closure, bar muscle-ups, big lat closure, toes to bar, a lot of stability added from having strong lats. So how are we going to regress that? We have a few main positions. It's going to be tuck, advanced tuck, straddle, single leg, and then the full layout. So basically 5 progressions. Of course, you can find gradients in between those levels. Some people start to gradually lay out their lever just by extending their legs. But I'm going to show you kind of the 4 main positions that I personally used, plus a 5th bonus. So first is the tuck lever. It's going to look like this. So with the tuck lever, I am tucked in a tight little ball. I'm tucking as much as I can, basically trying to get my knees to my forehead. My arms are still straight, but because I'm tucked, my knees are coming in between my elbows or in between my arms. What I'm aiming to do is to try to get my hips in line with my shoulders, horizontal, so that that action at the armpit is the same as if I was doing a full layout. Next up is the advanced tuck. My legs are tucked, but my knees are no longer between my arms. My knees are going to be right at my forearms. So you can see now my spine is relatively more extended. I'm not tucked and curled in a little ball with my spine. I have extended my spine to roughly neutral. And again, I find a nice, easy benchmark with my knee resting right at my low forearm, toward my elbow. Next one is going to be a single leg. So one leg is quite tucked most likely, or it could be in that advanced tuck position. But the other leg is fully extended into that layout position. It's going to look like this. So this is now getting me used to the idea of that full leverage, that long lever from my armpit all the way down to my toes. Working with a straight leg, pointed toes, working on some better and better shapes. You can alternate legs every set, work towards that if that's your progression. And the last progression before the actual full movement, for many people, will be the straddle lever. Now, depending on your mobility and how much you've worked with the straddle, this might make it really easy for you. So this might need to be then progressed gradually as you close your legs to that full layout. But roughly, this is how that movement will look. Now, I do not have a great straddle, and even for me, that helps me a lot in terms of the leverage. It was a while before I went from straddle or single leg to the full layout lever. Now the intermediate, or the way that you can find to progress even when you hit a plateau, is what's called lowering by degrees, where you're going to have a full layout lever starting from the inverted position and then see how far you can go before you lose control. This is a great way to finish a training session. If you, for example, do 4 sets of your progression or your regression, whatever level you're at, work in the range of relatively higher volume holds, anywhere from 10 to 20 or even up to 45 or a minute long sets. But then on your 5th set, so you did 4 sets of your progression, on your 5th set, go ahead and do this as a final kind of burnout. Again, lowering by degrees is going to look like this. right around there is where I lose it, but I still try to control that descent. Again, that eccentric loading is great for muscular development, very, very safe, and a good way to build towards that full layout front lever over time. A lot of fun ways to progress this and have fun with it. Post interesting or fun videos, shareable videos on Instagram, but you need to go through the steps to get there. I spent about a year working on these types of progressions over in my basement in Kentucky. So if I can, then you can too. Try these progressions out and let me know how you go.